So right here is what you call flats, and they got rows of these lined up. We got newspaper at the bottom, and then they put the seaweed that comes from around here. You see it right there. So do you guys, where do you get the seaweed? You get it straight from the bay or whatever?
Yeah, go pick it, when the tide goes out around low water.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different places you can get it. Sometimes it's up on a marsh, sometimes it'll wash up like into a cove on the mud flat.
It's not regular rockweed. It's certain kind of weed we use for packing worms. So.
Okay. What's that in that cup, John?
Just salt water from the river.
Okay.
It kind of washes the worms out, cleans them up before you put them in the box.
All right.
Get some of the mud and the slime out of them and kind of freshen them up.
Now somebody was telling me if you put the worms in fresh water, it would make them grow, but they would
They'll
die.
grow, but it kills it right. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit of fresh water will make them grow. Too much fresh water will kill them.
And
You want good salty water for healthy worms.
it
Really.
kills the shelf life of them. You don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people do it, but
Is that considered cheating, like?
Kinda. I mean, a lot of people. There's definitely been some people who dug small worms, tried to put fresh water in them, told them, and they look better than they were, but they don't hold up. Is
they're
what
only
happens.
fooling themselves at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they'll spit the water back out. So, and you can tell.
Right.
They'll get real finny, and you can tell when they.
They
put
kind
that
of lose
water
their
in.
ambition to move. They just kind of lay there and look like
All right.
a pretzel.
So what are you doing now? You're putting salt water in there, and then you're gonna sort the different sizes out.
These are regulars and the jumbos. I'm just gonna put salt, let them swim kind of for a minute, freshen them up, then
Okay.
strain the water out of them. And then we're gonna put them in boxes. These are the 250s, and then them are 125. So these are two trays put together, and them are just single trays. But
All right. Now let me ask you a question. Now, night crawlers and other kind of worms, we can make our own farms and grow them ourselves. But why can't we do that with bloodworms?
I don't know if you couldn't or if it just hasn't been done. I guess. I mean, they got these Chinese bloodworms now, and that's exactly how they're doing it. They got like these big boxes that they kind of are putting in, wooden boxes, and they kind of harvest it. They do whatever they do, and they kind of let it develop and turn into whatever. I don't exactly know why we don't, because that's kind of the beauty of digging is you just kind of
Right.
that's always the way it's been. I mean, that's the original bloodworm. You go out on these tidal mud flats and you look for them, and either they're there or they're not, and sometimes they have a tendency to show up in the same places, but they're not in the same places every year. It's kind of every year is a little different. Sometimes they'll be on the outsides of flats, sometimes they'll be inside, sometimes they'll be everywhere, sometimes they'll be in a river down south, sometimes they'll be down east, sometimes they're in Wisconsin. They're just
They move in packs or like.
They
There's-
don't really know.
There's the rumor of the worm ball, which they just kind of all group up. And if you get them in like a bucket and you kind of spin them around, they do have a tendency to kind of they kind of mesh together and like make a ball sort of. So
Like a
maybe they I don't know,
Okay.
hard telling. I don't think anyone's ever actually documented and seen a worm ball traveling, but they do definitely move out of places and go other places, and I don't know how they do that. I don't know if you put one worm in the water and he'll swim, but I wouldn't think that one worm swimming through the water is very safe, you know what I mean? Because there's fish and other predators that would probably get them. So it wouldn't surprise me if they actually do kind of
Ball
strength in
locking.
numbers, you know what I mean? Like there is a big ball that kind of gets together, and they're a lot safer that way. Because I mean, you get bit by one bloodworm, it kind of hurts, but if you got bit by 10,000 bloodworms, it might
You're screwed.
paralyze you. You know what
You're
I mean?
screwed.
I don't know exactly,
It's
but
kind of like a pack of piranhas or whatever.
right, just kind of strength in numbers. They're a small
A
thing.
bigger
So
mass kind of is less likely to be attacked than
it's probably more intimidating.
right to a fish than one bloodworm.
So why do you use the screen on this, Johnny?
Something about the sandworms, they just like to be dried up before you put it. If you try to put them in a box wet like the bloodworms, they do not like it. They kind of mush up and turn to like.
How long you been doing this, John?
I've been digging them since I was 7 years old, so that put me 26 years. But yeah, see them.
And I guess you're the same too, right?
Them are the sandworms. You can put them in the tray, but they don't, like, you don't want to hold them like that. You want to dry them up on the screens and then put them in the box.
Okay.
Typically, give them a couple hours on a screen, let them kind of do their thing, and
Once
the water runs down through that screen.
They try to dry up a little bit and get a little.
You can almost tell just looking at them, they kind of,
I got you.
yeah.
Hopefully I can answer it.
Now, did you get these the same way you get the bloodworms?
Yeah,
You dig in the same
You'll see some of
area?
them on the same flats, but typically, like if you're going sandworming, you'll go to a different flat than you're gonna get the bloodworms on. Like you usually don't see a lot of bloodworms and a lot of sandworms on the same flat. They like different
mud.
things for food. Like bloodworms are carnivores; they eat clams and other stuff in the mud, other worms, stuff like that. Sandworms, I believe, are like vegetarian. They eat like kelp and seaweed and stuff like that, and they tend to be in deeper mud. You dig
Yeah.
them with a deeper hoe.
Wow.
Definitely in deeper mud.
Yeah, deeper hoe too. Really,
A snowmobile shop?
Yeah, that's
What
what
was
it was.
going on,
Yeah.
And this is basically the finished product, and then it goes off to whoever buys them. So that's pretty neat.
Lucky fisherman.
Ah,